Yo guys, what is going on? It's your boy King to the come back at the mic and I welcome you to a new video. Guys, most of the League of Legends players are in silver. Did you know that? That's actually a lot, around 47%, which means half of all the League of Legends players are in silver. That is actually a lot. And a lot of them spend hundreds and hundreds of games in that elo without getting out of it, without making any progress. Just to give you guys an example here, I went on an account of one of my friends who is silver, went on his profile on Rank It, and there you can see all the players who are currently playing in his league, which means all the silver players basically. And it's actually insane to see how many games some of these players made without making any progress. This guy has 458 wins. I repeat, wins. Means he has most likely the same amount of losses, since most of the players have a 50% win ratio. That brings this guy on incredibly 900 games in silver 4. Next guy, let's say 300 wins, boom, 600 games. Next one, 160 wins means 320 games. Next one, 465 wins means 930 games. Even if you change the division and go into higher divisions, for example like Silver 1, you will find players like this guy here who has 1000 wins, means most likely 2000 games. Do you know how much time this is actually? Do you know how much this is? Let's do the math right here to underline how much this actually is. Let's say one game lasts for like 30 minutes. We're gonna multiply that with the amount of games he did, means 2000 games, and boom, he spent 60,000 minutes. We're gonna take it to the next step and break it down into hours, means we're gonna divide that number with 60, since 1 hour has 60 minutes of course, and boom, 1000 hours. And we're gonna break this down again into days and divide that number with 24, and boom, he played 42 days straight to get into Silver 1. Now, let's do the same for me. I went on one of my Smurfs, started from bronze, and I got into gold with only 33 games. This equals 990 minutes, means 16.5 hours, means 0.68 days, means a little bit more than a half a day. In fact, some of the losses were because of internet connection issues where I lagged out. Here's a game, for example, you see me at level 12 with 8 kills, 3 deaths and 2 assists, while all the other players are level 15, 17 and so on. So my win ratio could have been a lot better than 76%, and it could have been less hours than 60.5 hours. But okay, let's work just with these numbers. How the hell did I make it out of bronze into gold in only 16 hours, while other players need more than days and weeks and months to improve without even getting out of silver? The answer was simple and straight. It's dodging. I dodged a lot of games, and when I say a lot, I mean a lot. By dodging, you only lose LP. Your MMR remains untouched, and this will make you skip a lot of divisions. If your MMR is high, you will get a lot of LP, and you will skip divisions just like that. And I will show you my way on how to dodge and climb. Follow my steps and you will improve, guaranteed. First of all, make sure you have 2 accounts. One account where you try hard to the max, only solo queue, and where you will dodge. The second account is more like for fun. Whenever you can't play on your main, you go on your Smurf and play there. The golden rule here is you only dodge 2 times. I repeat, only 2 dodges are given to you. If you dodged the second time, boom, no more games on the main. You switch over to your Smurf and remain there till next day. The reason for that is the first time you dodge, you will lose -3 LP, which is basically nothing. The second time you dodge, you will lose 13 LP. Combined with the first dodge, this will be 16 LP, which is still okay. But if you had to dodge another time, means again -13 LP, that would bring you on an LP loss of 29 LP, which is almost equals a lost game. So you never want to lose that much LP through dodging. I repeat the rule again. The moment you dodge the second time, you get off of that account. No more rank hits over there. You wait till next day, because then it gets resetted and you will only lose -3 LP again for your dodge. Alright, next step will be open up op.gg and only op.gg. Focus on your game, anything should be closed. You're gonna probably just play 1 game per day, so maximize your focus on that game. The second you get into champion selection, you copy all the names and paste it into op.gg. Use Alt Tab to do it very quickly. The often you do this, the faster you will get in future. What op.gg does is it shows your teammates, and I will show you how to read it and how to decide whether to dodge or not. These are the given players I have to play with. From now on, 2 points are important to focus on. Firstly, are the players on the positions, or do you got autofills in your team? If yes, how many and on what positions? Let's say someone is autofilled into the support role, it's not kinda big deal. Also, if you get more than 1 autofill, dodge the game. I repeat, 2 autofills, dodge the game. The chance is too high losing that game because the support main got autofilled into jungle and your mid laner got autofilled into support. So you definitely don't want to take the risk here. In my example over here, you can already see we have 3 supporters. Means 2 of them are autofilled. So you definitely want to dodge that game. But let's say everyone is on his position and no one is autofilled. Okay, the next thing you focus on are the champions your team pick. Check the win ratio in relation to their games for the specific champ they pick. Means if a player has a good win ratio on the champ he picked but a lot of games, it doesn't necessarily mean that this guy is good. In fact, it means he played a lot of games in lower divisions and got that win ratio from playing in bronze, for example. You might ask yourself, but what is a bad win ratio though, Mr. King Kong? Obviously, everything below 50% is super bad. You definitely want to dodge if you get more than 1 below 50%. Everything between 50 and 52% is still risk. Up from there, it's playable. Let's say someone has a win ratio above 55%. The chance that this guy is gonna win is higher than he's gonna lose. Of course, everything above 55% is good. In my example over here, you can see the first player just picked Tristana and his recently played champion are Wayne, Kaiser, Malzahar and so on. So he didn't play Tristana for a while, or he usually don't play Tristana. So this means maybe he's trying out some new champion, maybe he's trying out some new item builds. You just guess the win ratio on that on 50%. 50% is that win ratio you'd guess if someone tries some new champions. The second teammate is playing Thresh and he recently even played Thresh with a win ratio of 64%. So this guy definitely knows how to support and how to play Thresh. The next teammate is playing Syndra, as you can see, guys, but the recently played champions are all besides Lissandra's support champions. On the top is Lissandra has a 40% win ratio, which tells us this guy maybe don't know how to play mages. Last but not least, our top laner. He picked Mundo, and as you can see, he recently didn't play Mundo. In fact, he has a lot of different champs he played, and his top lane champs besides Jax are on a bad win ratio. This guy definitely don't know how to play top lane. Okay, once you figure out all the win ratios, you want to count them together to one number. And if this win ratio of your game is below 50% till 52, dodge it. You definitely want to stay if the win ratio is 55% or even higher. In my example, my top lane with the Mundo pick, I guess him below 50%. My mid lane picked Syndra and has played only Lissandra recently, so I guess his win ratio below 50% too. So till now, the win ratio of my game here is below 50%. Let's keep on going with the other guys though. My ADC picked Tristana, but he didn't play this champ recently, but he played a lot of other ADCs and is an ADC main. I'm gonna guess her win ratio on 52%. My supporter picked Thresh with a win ratio of 64% and he is on his main role, which is obviously supporting the team. So the only person you can rely on is the support, and that's pretty sad. The win ratio of that game, I guess it is around 49%. The next point you want to focus on is what kind of champions did the enemies pick. I'm sure you have some champions you hate to face, so I do. Whenever these champions get picked, you should dodge. Now, I'm not speaking about champions you hate like Yahusar or Teemo, because it's Yahusar and Teemo obviously. It's more like champions that you never win against and you lost most of the time when they were in your team. For me, as an example, it is Poppy, Graves, Vel'Koz, Rakan, Evelynn, Echo, Irelia, Ilau and Kled that I don't like to face. Whenever I see those champions on the enemy team, I simply dodge. Also focus on your team picks. If your team goes full AD, for example, you dodge. Full AD teams lose more than teams with more damage sources like AP. Just like I mentioned before, you dodge whenever enemies pick specific champions that you don't like to face. You also dodge if your own team picks champions you need a lot of skill to be successful with. A good example would be Zed, Yasuo, LeBlanc, Lee Sin. If these players don't have a good win ratio on these champions, you better dodge. Alright guys, these are my tips. After all, this doesn't mean you're going to win every game. Of course, it's still possible that the performance of your teammates will be bad, or you are going to perform bad on yourself. But it definitely saves time, because you're gonna play less, win more and climb faster. Definitely share this video with your friends and all your social media so many people see that and get better, so we increase the game quality and rank it. Also guys, this video took a lot of time to create and I would really appreciate if you guys could drop a like and a sub to show your support. Thank you very, very much for this and have a great day. Peace. Light.
All you bitches subscribe to the car.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks, don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please.